Louisiana, Mr. Carter.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First of all, let me thank you for at least an attempt to balance and to measure the discussion. In order to get answers, we have to be able to have some flow of respect back and forth. So thank you for attempting to do that. Secretary Mullen, I'm a balls and strike kind of guy. I get the impression that you are too. So I'm going to treat it that way. And my line of questioning will be, I'll assume that you're going to tell the truth and you're going to do the right thing, as I'm going to be honest in my questions and try to return the favor. Let me start by thanking your organization for approving critical projects in my district that have been stalled for nearly a year, including flood mitigation projects in St. Bernard Parish and New Orleans. These types of mitigation projects are critical to communities in my district of South Louisiana, where we can still see destruction caused by Hurricane Katrina. Over 20 years later, the storms are the costliest natural disaster in U.S. history, claiming over 1,800 lives. FEMA's partnership and resources have been the backbone of Louisiana's rebuilding efforts. While the states have closed over 99% of the 2,000 recovery projects, we still need help. We have projects that are still waiting for resources. Mr. Secretary, the City of New Orleans and the Joint Infrastructure Recovery Program, JIRR, is a comprehensive FEMA-funded initiative to repair some 10,000 blocks of streets, drainage systems damaged by historic floods and storms. Will you please consider a time extension for these projects through 2028 to ensure that they can be completed responsibly? It's been just dragging along.
I'll definitely look into it, sir.
And any effort that you can will be greatly appreciated. Additionally, the state of Louisiana submitted time extensions
And I'll get back to you on that too, what we come up with.
Okay.
And what is the holdup and why, if we do or if we don't, what the reason is.
Fair enough. Additionally, Louisiana submitted time extensions for 43 other Katrina-related infrastructure and facilities recovery projects across South Louisiana. These projects face extraordinary challenges beyond grantees' control, including COVID-19 disruptions and construction firms' capacity supply chain. They were held up. Will you please also consider time extensions for these last few Katrina projects?
Yes, sir, I'll definitely look into it. And once again, I'll get back to you with our findings on it.
Fair enough. Finally, I'd like to bring to your attention the impact of the recent Jones Act waiver on the American mariners. The Merchant Marine Act of 1920, also known as the Jones Act, requires that goods shipped between the U.S. and ports to be transported on vessels are American-built, American-owned, crewed by Americans, ensuring a strong domestic merchant marine fleet ready to transport national defense and economic security. The current waiver, initially issued in March and subsequently extended in August, has resulted in the loss of millions of dollars to our domestic maritime industry, with work instead going to foreign flag vessels that undercut cheaper labor. Approximately 95% completed waiver voyages primarily benefit maritime operators that do not pay U.S. taxes or comply with the U.S. immigration laws. If there's time, if there's a way, can you assist with advancing issues to address these?
We just recently has opened up a new shipyard, I think in Corpus Christi, is that correct? In Galveston, I'm sorry. And what we've seen, sir, I haven't seen the millions of dollars lost, because we're seeing that there was a huge backlog of product needing to move to the inland waters, and we didn't have the flagships, the vessels, and the crews to be able to get to them. And so right now, until we can get the ships built that can be flagged inside the United States, and we don't want to do any harm. The Jones Act, I have no issue with the Jones Act.
Okay, with no disrespect, I have 43 seconds, and I think you've answered me, and I appreciate that. And notwithstanding, we can get into the particulars of if it was $1 million, it was 10 million, whatever. The reality is we need to make sure, and I think you'll agree, that we protect our American vessels.
Agreed.
To make sure that they're correct. The Jones Act is a way of doing that. Listen, it's been exhausting, very frankly, to hear my colleagues on the other side go back to Obama and Biden and Mayorkas. Listen, I'm a balls and strike kind of guy. I'm going to assume whatever happened in the past, whoever did it wrong, your job now is to get it right. And I want to give you enough time and room to do just that. Let me ask you a final question in my final 5 seconds. Mr. Secretary, the agents and officers who shot Miramar Martinez and killed Renee Good and Alex Pretti, are they still working for DHS?
I'm not sure. I know one of them's under investigation. The situation's under investigation, but I would assume typically in those situations, they put on administrative leave. Once the investigation is complete, there'll be a determination if they stay on the force or not.
And you mentioned, thank you, and I appreciate that. And then finally, thank you, Mr. You indicated that you had a zero tolerance for anyone that would violate the rights or safety of your agents. Will you also say on the record that you will also have zero tolerance for anyone who violates the rights of citizens?
Gentleman's time's expired.
Can he please just answer that?
If he wants to answer it in his next second, he can.
A heated moment unfolded during a recent congressional hearing when Representative Carter confronted Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullen with a question that many Americans have been asking for months. The question was direct and difficult. Are the agents involved in the deaths of Renee Good and Alex Pretti still working for the Department of Homeland Security? The exchange immediately captured attention as lawmakers sought answers about two controversial incidents that have sparked public outrage and intense debate across the country. According to reports, both cases remain under investigation. Carter pressed for transparency, arguing that the public deserves to know whether the individuals involved are still serving within federal agencies. The issue has become a major point of concern for those demanding greater accountability from government institutions. Markwayne Mullen responded by emphasizing that investigations must be allowed to proceed before any final decisions are made. He maintained that federal employees are entitled to due process and that conclusions should not be reached until all the facts have been reviewed. However, that answer did little to satisfy critics who believe stronger action should already have been taken. Many argue that when incidents of this magnitude occur, the public expects clear and immediate accountability. The hearing quickly turned into a broader discussion about law enforcement oversight, government transparency, and public trust. Several lawmakers expressed concern that delays in resolving such cases can damage confidence in federal institutions. Supporters of the administration, on the other hand, insist that investigations must be completed without political pressure and that officials should avoid making decisions before all evidence has been examined. As questions continue to surround both incidents, the pressure on DHS leadership remains intense. Americans are still waiting for definitive answers, and lawmakers from both parties continue to demand updates on the status of the investigations. For now, one thing is certain: the controversy is far from over, and the debate over accountability, transparency, and justice will likely continue in the months ahead. What are your thoughts on this issue? Share your opinion in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more updates on the stories shaping America today.